Business.
It is a signal to the world we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏 bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook at YouTube. Siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang kanilang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagdinegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. From groundbreaking food tech to essential agribusiness investment forum, we are taking you inside the biggest gathering of food and agribusiness leaders, the PhilFood Expo. Join us as we explore the latest trends, innovations, and game-changing ideas shaping the future of food.
I'm 𝗗𝗶𝗴𝗏 bringing you business news and information here on Open for Business. NCR posts 5.6% growth in 2024. The National Capital Region registered a positive 5.6% growth in 2024 versus 2023's 4.9% output. Now, this is according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. PSA NCR Regional Director Paciano B. Dizon said that while the recorded output last year was not remarkable, it showed that the economy is not on a downward trend. The output was also slower than the revised national gross domestic product of 5.7%. Metro Manila contributed the most to the economy with a 31.2% share, followed by Calabarzon with 14.7%. IMF slashes growth forecast to 5.5% this year. The International Monetary Fund further slashed its growth projections to 5.5% in 2025 from its January forecast of 6.1% on the back of a weaker than expected fourth quarter, attributed to heightened trade tensions and political uncertainty. For 2026, the IMF also adjusted its forecast to 5.8% from the previous 6.3%, data from its World Economic Output report showed. The multilateral lender remained positive on the Philippine economy despite headwinds, saying that domestic consumption continues to be a growth driver. In other business news, BOP slacks to $3 billion gap in first quarter. The country's balance of payments posted a deficit in the first quarter of the year, with a total year-to-date gap of $2.96 billion. The deficit was attributed to dollar-denominated payments made by the government to service its debts. Based on the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas data, there was a shortfall of $2 billion in March alone, a reversal from the $1.17 surplus recorded in March 2024. A BOP deficit means more dollars left the system than what the economy received, putting pressure on the peso and official monetary reserves. PAL appoints new president. The national carrier Philippine Airlines announced Richard 𝗏𝗏𝗏 as its new president, replacing Stanley Ng. Ng, also a pilot for PAL and a previous COO, will be serving in a new position with PAL Holdings. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has a 30-year aviation industry background and was the CEO of Sri Lankan Airlines before he was appointed president of PAL. And that's the business roundup for this week. I'm 𝗗𝗶𝗏𝗏 for Open for Business.
This portion is brought to you by Pure Gold. Sa Pure Gold, always mura, always kompleto, always may promo, always panalo. Good vibes ba ang hanap nyo? talagang puno ng tawanan, kwentuhan at saya. From food to fun, DIY to life hacks, we've got everything you love. Love, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, and everything. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. on Net25.
Let's net together sa Net25. Sa Net25.
Welcome to our special coverage of PhilFood Expo, where flavors meet innovation and the business of food takes center stage. Today we dive into the trends revolutionizing the industry, from sustainable farming to cutting-edge food technology. Together with Starcada Marco Ramos and Gia Gonzalez, let's meet the visionaries shaping what's next for food and agribusiness.
The food industry is always evolving. Technology transform, production method, and new trends emerge. This expo provides a space to explore these changes and help business adapt, innovate, and grow in response to the changing landscape. At the heart of this expo are our exhibitors, who have brought their finest products to showcase. We want to give new products the opportunity to gain recognition and establish themselves in the local market, while also strengthening the presence of existing products, whether new or established, to do well, both here and abroad.
This Food Expo, again, is set up successfully. Now tell me, do we have a new goal and mission? What is set different from last year's Food Expo?
This is just a continuation because in the trade show, you need to have continuous. You cannot get it and just attending one time or second time. It must be continuous so that the buyers, they can see you in the show.
In terms of food security, along the years, throughout the 17 years, have you seen any alleviation sa food security ng Pilipinas?
When you talk of food security, kailangan talaga natin ng maraming product. Especially yung mga product na na-export na natin, dapat continuous ang supply natin. So yun ang importante. Dapat continue rin yung ating source of product. Let's say for example, in export, ang order niyan is continuous eh. So you need a continuous supply of product.
So it has to be perpetual, consistent then, no? So that we could actually level up the food security and the agribusiness ng Pilipinas. Now, one thing that I've heard is from small, medium to large-scale food or agribusinesses, nandito, na given opportunity na i-showcase ang kanilang produkto. Now, can you tell me, do you see a trend for food trend sa Pilipinas specifically? May something new ba or parang consistent lagi na nandito?
Well, of course, may mga new product tayo dito. Pero so far, ako gusto nyong makita, come
here by yourself.
Philippine Food Expo.
Yes.
Yeah. Kasi ang hirap i-explain eh. Pinakamaganda sila na mismo yung mga pumunta dito last year, they can see ano yung difference last year and this year. Yeah.
I mean, indeed, with around approximately 24,000 visitors and customers.
That was last year.
That was just last year. So how much more this year?
We believe it can be more. But the problem this year is we are on the election fever. So medyo, pero ano pa rin, PhilFoodEx is focused on business. Wala kaming politics. Yeah.
There are challenges that our country face. We are a growing economy, but still a third world country with global warming and what else? The rise also of the production ng food costs, or especially rice. How is the agriculture department handling that?
Well, of course, alam namin yung Department of Agriculture doing their best na ipababa yung presyo. Pero siyempre, sa side namin as exporter, siyempre, we are more focused on yung mga product na kailangan namin. Because rice is for sa ating mga Pinoy. Yeah.
Anything else that the people who come here can expect sa Food Expo? Anything that people should expect when they come here to the Food Expo?
Well, of course, here, minintain namin yung entrance fee. May mga discount pag may mga senior. Pero if you come here, yung mga babayad nyo, sobrang mababawi nyo sa mga product dito, talagang mababa yung presyo. At the same time, yung ibang product dito nyo lang makikita sa Philippine Food Expo. This is the only all Filipino Food Expo. Yeah.
How is the PhilFoodEx helping Philippine products be more marketable internationally?
Marami kaming dito na new exhibitor. So we just guide them slowly. If you're a new exhibitor, of course, makikita mo yung if your price is reasonable, your taste is reasonable. So you can learn something and you can see also your competitors. So it's like improving your product. Yeah.
How's the PhilFood Expo so far?
Sobrang saya, sobrang raming guests, sobrang raming VIP speakers, tsaka mga VIP guests na pumupunta. So I invite everyone to go. Ang rami nyo makikita ditong mga latest food trends, packaging, mga equipments sa lahat.
How were you able to sustain such relevancy sa market po?
Of course, number one should be the branding. Kailangan lagyan mo talaga ng oras yung brand mo. Every day, kahit konting oras lang, as long as consistent ka, palakihin mo yung brand mo, magiging okay yan. And don't concentrate on the money. The money would follow as long as nakikilala yung brand mo.
And speaking of that po, what would you advise to young entrepreneurs, yung mga aspiring entrepreneurs na gusto pumunta sa food industry?
Unang-una, prepare yourself, no? Kasi hindi ganun kadali sa food industry. From supplies, sa mga kausap mo, kasi wala ka ng break pag food ka. Monday to Sunday, may production, may gawa. Kailangan buo yung loob mo and masipag ka talaga.
Would you mind telling us your journey?
Okay.
Starting up and then till now?
So we started 2019. Sa bahay-bahay lang kami nagsimula. Tayo yung unang gumawa nitong crispy kangkong. Matagal na siya meron. Tayo yung unang nag-innovate. So nilagyan lang natin to ng flavor. Nilagyan natin ng konting twist. And ngayon, nasa malls na tayo like SM, and we also export internationally already. Masaya tayo dahil dating hindi pinapansin ang kangkong. Dating nabubulok lang. And ngayon, who would have imagined na magiging sikat siya sa buong Philippines? And yun, na-export pa natin, hindi lang sa US, Australia, Canada. Pero yung dating hindi napapansin, ngayon na-export na. Pangalawa, we only use the leaves dito sa product natin. Dahon lang ang gamit natin. Yung mga tangkay natin, dinodonate natin directly to the local zoo para pakain sa mga deer, rabbit, turtle. Ang rami natin animals tinutulungan, hindi lang animals but also local farmers. You should follow the trends Kung anong uso sa TikTok, anong uso sa Facebook, anong uso sa mga latest trends. Kailangan in tune ka sa mga social media kung ano yung posibleng magsabog. Kasi you should always take care of your brand. Titingnan mo rin paano siya palakasin, titingnan mo paano siya ihasa, and paano siya pagandahin yung branding. Yun talaga. Kailangan in tune ka sa trends.
How did you make your brand stand out?
We stand out with our quality kasi we are vegan We use coconut oil, we use chickpea flour, and this is export quality. We're the only food manufacturing company that creates crispy kangkong. So from sa Rizal, pati sa Pampanga, sobrang raming kangkong dyan, nabubulok lang. So sobrang saya natin kasi every time I go there, they give me native chickens, they give me small mga baboy. Kasi dati nilang basura, nagawa natin pera. Yun yung pinaka-unique sa atin. Kasi isipin mo, ang raming gulay, ang rami pang fruits, ang rami pa natin pwedeng i-branding and i-innovate. Inunahan ko lang sa kangkong. Pero ever since we released this, ang rami ng sumunod mga kale, mga talbas, mga malunggay, mga lettuce. So, it paved way for the Filipino creativity para magka-standard tayo na tumaas. So ngayon, at least hindi lang mango, hindi lang banana, hindi lang coconut ang sikat sa Pilipinas. Sa bahay kubo pa lang, ilan na yun ni-mention doon, di ba? So lahat yun pwede natin gawan ng product and innovate as long as we concentrate on it.
What can we expect from Kangkong King in the future?
In the future, of course, our dream is to innovate and innovate. We will release new product lines. Not only that, ang dream natin is to create a field trip place for the kids to be inspired. Na makita nila from farm, from cutting, to frying, to chilling, to packing, to exporting. So buong process papakita ko para maintindihan nila na something so simple pwede natin ma-achieve.
To all the coffee lovers and coffee enthusiasts, I'm sure you're stoked about the stall that I'm at right now. I am at Coffee Buddy stall and I'm with the owner and president of Coffee Buddy, Mr. Mark Anthony Vasquez. Ano pong pakiramdam nyo? First time nyo po ba dito sa Food Expo?
Yes, first time kong mag-join sa Expo at grabe nakaka-amaze din pala no, na maganda yung opportunity makita yung mga brands na nandito.
Now, isang bagay na, isang trait no, ng brand or company na to na really got my attention is Filipino ingredients, but they're a couple who loves to travel, so you guys really get the taste of different places. They have Vietnamese style coffee, Taiwanese, which I ordered just a while ago. Tell me about it. Paano po nagsimula itong love nyo for coffee?
Yeah, nung bata kasi kami, ang hilig naming mag-try ng iba't ibang kape, kahit yung mga murang kape or yung instant coffee. Pero dahil nga gusto naming mapalawak pa yung knowledge namin, nagtatry kami kahit sa ibang bansa. Pero yung nag-start kami talaga from small capital lang talaga. So nung nag-start kami, yung mga na-try namin, sabi namin, kakaiba pala pag galing sa ibang bansa. Pero gusto namin i-promote is local. So meron kaming mga local beans na yung process ay ibang klase dahil galing sa ibang bansa, like yung Vietnamese or yung Spanish latte or yung iba pang mga drink na galing din sa ibang bansa.
Ang galing, no? Because it's very creative also. Na if you'll see their menu, they have the different flags as well. So it really feels like you're touring around the world. Kasi nga itong Food Expo is about making Filipino products marketable in the international.
We have 8 franchises, total of 10 branches na po kami. So proud po ako na first time naming mag-join sa Expo, pero may mga nag-franchise na po sa amin kahit wala pa po kami exposure. Marami po sa kanila ay natikman muna yung drinks namin bago sila nag-franchise. At ang proud din po ako na gusto ko pong mabigyan ng opportunity, gusto ko pong mag-hire ng mga working student. Kasi po kami po ng wife ko ay working student nung nag-umpisa po kami hanggang medyo nag-grow po yung company. Lahat welcome. Age limit walang age limit sa amin.
Now, since the show is about business din kasi, in the business aspect, what is your expectation joining the Food Expo?
So, ina-expect ko po ma-expose na po yung brand namin at magkakaroon pa po ng mas magandang opportunity para sa amin. At matuto rin sa iba pang mga brand na nandito.
That's something different I heard. Learning din sa iba kasi most of the time we think of our businesses just promoted all the time, but learning as well sa iba. And that's how successful businessmen actually flourish din talaga. Now, any advice to the people who are starting from scratch?
Maniwala lang kayo dun sa proseso na ginagawa ninyo. Kailangan consistent kayo kasi kapag naliligaw kayo ng landas, balikan nyo lang yung prosesong ginagawa ninyo. Promise, makakalampas kayo dun sa mahirap na sitwasyon.
Thank you. Salamat sa inspiring message na yon, and I hope Coffee Buddy continues to flourish.
First and foremost, I would like to thank each and every one of you who comes here to celebrate with us on the 17th edition of Philippine Food Expo. In fact, this is our first time to join this expo, but because we are an exporter and at the same time a manufacturer, we want to be a part of this event since this is being brought to you by the PhilFoodEx and we are one of the member of PhilFoodEx as well.
Would you mind telling me like the journey of how you came about and until now on how you sustain your business and how you stay in the market?
Yeah. FitRight Incorporated actually is a denture supplies way back 1956, and from there on, it evolves into food manufacturing sometime 1970s. Actually, 1972, it started to become a food manufacturing company wherein we develop Philippine products. We actually focus on exporting those products, like we have the suman, bagoong way back then. But now, as our technology progresses, we came up with different food categories. Like we came up with our own beverage brand, which is Cool Taste. And then we came up with our bagoong product, our noodle product, which is the Gupan brand and Phil Supreme. And then we also have our own seasoning mixes, which is Mother's Choice brand.
How do you handle the competition in the market po with your business?
As I said, we are an exporter. We are also a consolidator at the same time. Since we are an exporter, we know naman that all products that we manufacture are world-class, and we adhere to strict international food standards. We are accredited by the European Union, wherein our bagoong products is our flagship in Europe. Plus our sweet preserves in the Americas and in Canada. Actually, all of these products are being regulated by different food organizations or food institutions like the US FDA, the European Union, as I mentioned. We are also being monitored by the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources for our bagoong products.
Can you tell me more about your basically your achievements, your breakthroughs?
Yeah. Throughout the years, the journey of our products, we enhance and we develop different categories, different products. From a simple bagoong, we came up with different varieties of it. And then aside from having the usual patis, we came up with the first extract, which is a premium product. It has a comparison with Thai patis. So some of these products plus more, we continue to develop it. We want to give our customer the best product, the safest Philippine-made product, but world-class. The company is 50 years, and now as we go along, we promise to give more promising products to our consumers that are fit for human consumption, of course, and healthy and economical in terms of, because of the inflation, we make sure that our products are more reasonable in terms of price.
All right now I'm at the stall of R Farms, and I found something very interesting and unusual, okay? There are 𝗏𝗏𝗏 meat products. Now, to dive deep inside, I have with me from the Department of Agriculture, the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Center, Ms. 𝗔𝗍 𝗹𝗏𝗏. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po.
How are you?
I'm good, yes. Thank you.
Enlighten me, first time ko po marinig sa Department of Agriculture may 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Center. Can you enlighten us about it?
Philippine Carabao Center is an attached agency of the Department of Agriculture. So our vision, our mandate is to promote, conserve, and propagate carabao as a source of meat, milk, hide, apart from it as a draft power. Para po ma-improve po yung livelihood ng ating mga farmers. Yes.
That is very beautiful to hear, no? We're really maximizing the resources ng Pilipinas. Now, as someone, a first-timer to hear carabao being used as meat, or I haven't even tried it, I want to, maybe tomorrow later. Can you tell me the benefits of carabao meat?
Yes, so carabao meat, according to studies, it is comparable to beef actually, but it has high fat but lower in cholesterol. And it is an alternative meat source for the Philippines, especially we have like increasing price for our pork and other meat sources, and the diseases emerging from our meats or animals.
So we are really diversifying the meat options. That's a good thing for our economy and the food security din ng Pilipinas. Do you see this happening also with other families ng carabao or other species?
What we are slaughtering is the purebred riverine carabao and purebred native carabao. Yun po yung kinakatay natin for our Cardelli products.
So in terms of nutrition, no question, 𝗗𝗶𝗴𝗶𝗏 is fine for eating, definitely. Now, I find this collaboration with Red Dragon Farm, which our farms is under, and the Department of Agriculture. What is the drive behind this collaboration?
Since meron po kasing 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 outlet in 𝗦𝗁𝗁𝗃𝗏, parang limited lang yung reach niya. And merong mga customers na parang nagtatanong, where can we buy? Kasi from malalayo sila eh. So, trinay namin and makipag-collaborate with the RDF, the Red Dragon Farms, kung pwede pa natin i-increase yung supply para mas mag-increase yung market reach natin. Hindi lang sa 𝗦𝗁𝗃𝗏𝗏, pwede pa other places. Ayun po, para makatulong din as an added income for our farmers yung meat. Actually, hindi po namin pinopromote naman na maubos yung carabao natin from slaughtering. Ang ini-slaughter lang po natin is male carabaos. Yun po yung mga carabao na hindi po natin ginagamit for dairying kasi female po for dairying. So, added income po siya.
We are getting a lot more strategic with our agri-business talaga. In terms of price, would it be different with beef?
The market price of carabao is around 150 to 200, but there are other markets po na mas mataas. But comparing to the price of pork now, mas mababa siya.
You have been based in the Philippines for 2 years, and as a part of the Malaysian Embassy, can you give us a scope of how the Philippine and Malaysian relationship in terms of trading is?
It has expanded tremendously. Last year we achieved almost $9 billion USD of trade, and I think we hope to expand it further this year. And one of the key components that we are looking at, of course, is on trade investment, particularly in food security. And that's why today we are here at this PhilFoodEx 2025. Again, I want to congratulate Mr. Ruben See, the president of PhilFoodEx, which has done this many years. And I think this year alone they have 300 over booths, and I think that's incredible. And I hope to bring more Malaysian companies to participate in this important event. In fact, just now the Honorable Senator 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 spoke about how food security is important and how the government of the Philippines, through her efforts and of course to the President Marcos, has emphasized a lot on food security, and of course brought in about a lot of changes to the system here, including with the good work done by the Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. And I have to say that this has brought a lot of fruit, and we hope that in the coming year, Malaysia and Philippines can work even closer together. Because we see a tremendous opportunity in this particular field, especially among the small and medium-scale industry, where we hope to further improve their buy-in and of course to support them and be able to develop their products. As you go around today, I'm excited to see what are the products you have in Philippines, and inshallah next year. I think that there's a win-win situation for everybody, especially in this current era where there's a lot of challenges in the world market. But having said that, I think I'm confident that Malaysia and Philippines will continue to grow in terms of our relations and trade, and Malaysia being the chair of ASEAN this year, we hope to further push the collaboration between ASEAN in the field of trade investment. And next year, Philippines will take over the chairmanship of ASEAN. This year we are on sustainability and inclusivity. I'm sure next year Philippines with their focus on ASEAN will also bring about tremendous growth in the ASEAN trade relations. I'm very confident. And I want to again congratulate the organizers for this wonderful PhilFoodEx 2025. Look forward to PhilFoodEx 2026. Please come and visit the booths. Tremendous array of food and items. Thank you.
Sa pagpili ko ng iboboto, ang pipiliin ko yung ginagawa ang trabaho. Maraming nagawang batas. Always present, never late. Seryoso. Ganyan ang totoong leader. Soto, check.
Thinking as a network, acting as one. A show about visionaries and their projects. Challenges that can be tackled together for a future worth living, working for a more united world. global us.
The 17th Philippine Food Expo has been a fitting tribute and venue to conserve, promote, and popularize Filipino cuisine as a national culinary heritage. Thus, on behalf of PhilExport, allow me to extend my warmest greetings and congratulations to PhilFoodEx for this year's expo, following another very successful event last year. We appreciate how, through the years, FoodEx has been helping in connecting the dots in the sector, offering an integrated platform to respond to the burgeoning demands and emerging local and international food requirements and trends.
There's a lot of challenges in food security, and here we are at the 17th Philippine Food Expo, and there's a lot of great potential, and as the speakers mentioned earlier, they see great opportunities that will somehow respond to the challenges in food security. What's your insights on that, sir?
There's always been a complaint that we import, but I think we have to balance the import against our production, and that's always been traditionally a debate. There are countries that do not even produce any, they consider themselves. One example is Singapore. They just import everything that they, So it's a question of really having the right supply chain and being able to grow what you need, basically, and what you cannot fill up, you import. But now we are modernizing. I think we're introducing mga high-value crops already. And as a matter of fact, pati yung mga modern technology and hydroponics, we're beginning to adapt it already. And hopefully, they can correct land reform, that they downsize the ownership of land to 5 hectares. And after a generation or two, ala ng 1 hectare yung tinatanim ng forest. So I think we should correct that.
Sir, nabanggit niyo rin yung modernization, nabanggit niyo yung innovation. So here at the PhilFood Expo, ano yung pwedeng mapagtuunan ng pansin ng mga producers, ng mga key players pagdating sa modernization and innovation?
Marami na rin tayo kasing mga equipments na ginagamit sa food processing na wasteful. Even our palay, papatuyo sa kalye nga, ang laki na nawawala. So I think yung mga cold storage natin, noong una, medyo masyadong takot namin. Pero nung finally lumabas, na isa tayo sa pinakamababa doon sa tariff, medyo hindi na nakakatakot yun. As a matter of fact, huwag lang babagu-baguhin pa, no? There are even opportunities for us. Because at 17% tariff, we can just increase our price. At yung competitiveness natin, di mawawala dahil yung mga kalaban natin, mas mataas ang tariff nila. As a matter of fact, Vietnam 45%. Yata, paano sila lalaban dyan? I think Vietnam was hit high because maraming Chinese company nag-relocate sa so yun siguro ang nakakatakot lang, baka yung mga supplier natin, magkagulo-gulo yung supply chain, baka mamaya magtaasan to the point na may mga kalaban tayo na tataasan yung raw materials na sinusupply nila sa atin, baka medyo mahirap. One thing for sure, this one will cause inflation in the US. Tataasan ang presyo nila. And pag nag-react ang US, mahahawa ang bangko natin, credit will be tighter, siguro para maano yung plus yung exchange rate will probably be affected. Hindi natin alam to what extent. Yun namang mga nagre-remit from the US na sa atin, I'm sure mahihirapan sila dahil magkakaroon inflation doon, mababawasan siguro remittance sa atin. Yun ang mga epekto. Pero overall, sa export alone, meron kasi mga items na exempted do sa tariff na yun. No? Yung under the C232 yata ang tawag na doon. These are items na wala sa US. Some of them, yung mga copper, tsaka yung ibang mining, to certain degree, electronics, baka isunod nila eh. Yun na hindi natin makita kung ano mag-epekto sa atin. We can our competitiveness because kaya natin ganyan sa presyo sila, masyadong malaki yung tariff nila. This one is for the US, So yung imports natin from other places, depende na lang siguro how they will react. But I don't think that will affect us much. Kasi yung import naman natin from the US, tsaka yung raw materials, magtataas tayo presyo, mababayaran din natin yung raw materials kaya tumasak ng marami sa ating Filipino products like yung mga battered sweets, yung mga gano'n, they're all over the world. And yung mga condiments natin like yung mga suka, yung mga famous brand natin sa patis, yung mga gano'n, they're all over sa US, especially in the Middle East. Yan ang magandang ito sa program ko. And now, sumasama na rin dito yung mga culinary arts, saka yung mga chefs, So magandang yun, na ipo-push forward nila yung mga produkto natin.
I couldn't help but I've been very intrigued, no? We hear a lot about stevia kasi mas naging health conscious ang mga tao ngayon. Now, first of all, before we get into the products that are sweetened by stevia, I want to try the plant. It's as tiny as this. My first time trying stevia plant. This is an organic and then also grown by the local farmers. Okay, so here we go.
Actually, the stevia po is substitute for sugar and we are located in 𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗏𝗏, Bulacan, in 𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗏𝗏 po. So, nandun po yung stevia farm namin. So, if you want po, you can visit 𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗏𝗏, Bulacan.
How did the idea of this, yung paggagawa ng delicious or usually known for junk products, how did the idea of it started?
Yeah, it started kay Miss Mara De Leon, our CEO, our Chief Operating Officer, and then actually Miss Au po, sobrang love niya yung mga stevia growers. So that's why po yung mga lahat po ng mga stevia growers namin, binibigyan namin sila ng mga scholarships, yung mga anak po ng mga yon, and then sila rin po yung nagtatanim ng stevia natin. So yun po yung stevia farm natin na located sa 𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗏𝗏, Bulacan, and then lahat po ng mga products na to ay sweetened by stevia. Flagship product po is Sweet and Fit Stevia. And then, we have tolling company din po, tolling services. So, kung gusto niyo po magpagawa ng mga raw materials ng stevia, something na mga spices or mga malunggay extract, kinikater din po namin yon. And also, nasa e-commerce din po kami. E-commerce industry, Shopee, Lazada, TikTok. And now, nandito na po kami sa World Trade para i-showcase po yung flagship product natin, which is the stevia po.
I'm sure there were challenges na pinagdaanan ng kumpanyang to. How did you overcome it and how did you market it well in the Philippines?
Well, actually po, yung stevia is, before pandemic, hindi pa siya ganun kakilala since hindi pa ganun mga ka-health conscious yung tao. Pero since nagkaroon po ng pandemic naman, naging mas nakilala na po siya, unti-unti na siya nakilala sa market because nagkaroon na ng healthy lifestyle yung mga tao po ngayon. So, yung target market po namin dito is perfect po siya sa mga nagda-diet, may mga health restrictions.
I really appreciate the fact that this brand, aside from supports local farmers, also promotes being conscious about your fitness and health. Now, where else can we, or what do you expect this brand would go to? Or sa Pilipinas, how do you see it in 5 years?
Well, actually, ang isa sa pinaka-mission ng company po namin is actually magbigay talaga ng pangkabuhayan po sa mga local farmers namin. Actually, lahat po ng nagtatrabaho sa Glorious Industrial, lahat po yun mga homegrown employees, and also yung mission po natin na tulungan yung mga stevia farmers po natin.
Very purposeful and impactful. Hindi lang about profit, no? Talagang we're impacting also the agri-business sa Pilipinas.
Actually, we are very happy to be involved in the Philippine Food Expo for this year under House of Franchise. So we really wanted to show to everyone that will be visiting here that we are already 19 years in the business. So we are catering a lot of food carts, namely 𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏, we have Noodle House, we have Potato King as well, and then we have our newest brand, 𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏𝗧𝗩, our famous milk tea. So we are very happy to be involved in this expo.
Our future plans to the business is innovation. Innovate lang kami ng innovate and more on products po talaga tayo. And dadagdagan pa yung mga products natin.
Actually, we really wanted to expand the business nationwide. So from here, we have the visibility of the business in Luzon. We have also in Visayas and Mindanao. So brand expansion and also to help those small franchisees or small business owners to have their own business in the future. Or those who wanted to retire and then having these cards for your future investments. This is a very good catch also for investors.
How did you stay in the market? How did you compete with competitors? And how did you sustain it po?
Maybe on the brand quality kasi yung brand po natin is 18 years na. So the 𝗏𝗏𝗁𝗏𝗏 King, isa rin ng 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 talagang kilala na nationwide.
At saka we are the very first 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to serve 5 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Yes.
So ibig sabihin po, talagang ang meat namin is standard and in quality. We have our own gawaan ng
Yes,
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. That is
plantation.
That is also ISO accredited. So talagang kami talaga ang number 1 o hari ng 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 sa Pilipinas.
Tama. We have good manufacturing practices also. And syempre, naka-FDA approved tayo for 18 years. So talaga naman po, kung gusto niyo pong ma-visit po yung ating 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, so franchise sa 35 Shaw Boulevard, San Antonio, Pasig City.
For 19 years, we are already in the business. Kaya, kumbaga, sustainability-wise, we are offering yung talagang abot kaya na negosyo. With just 328,888, you can have this cart already. Plus, we do not even ask for royalty fee. So, kumbaga, itong negosyo na to, tinutulungan talaga namin yung mga small entrepreneurs to have their own business. And we are also expanding. We're not only focused on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 King, but we also have different brands. Potato King, we have Noodle House, the number 1 yan. And then, of course, our newest brand in the House of Franchise, which is the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, our milk tea. That you can even find in BGCs. We also have in BGCs. And we really wanted to expand it. Very, very soon, nationwide. Siyempre, bukod sa tinutulungan natin ang mga SMEs, we really wanted to expand in the market. So, hindi nyo lang kami makikita sa mga community, but you can also find us in the biggest malls nationwide. We really wanted to expand our business para at least makater lahat. And all those areas in Visayas and Mindanao, talagang wala kami pipiliing lugar, dadalhin namin ang 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 sa inyo.
If you will change the entirety of your diet, follow a meal plan or eating habit, it's really difficult to do something healthy, especially with what food are available now. So we thought that what we can adjust is actually our snacking habits. Something easier, something more approachable. So trail mix is a good source of protein and it's easy to eat more than anything. I mean, a big deterrent of eating healthy is actually the difficulty of eating it. So trail mix is a good start for the journey. Yeah.
Making healthy eating easier for the market. Now, coming into the Food Expo, did you have any goal or target market in mind?
Well, basically, it's just the experience and being able to get our message across that we want to start changing the mindset of people that healthy shouldn't be expensive, it shouldn't be hard to find, it shouldn't be tasteless at times. But then again, that's where we created that it has to start with little steps. So snacking is an everyday thing for us Filipinos. So that's where, yeah.
Now, to inspire the local entrepreneurs who want to start business, especially supporting local, can you give them tips or advice on this?
Well, I think first is that know your product. Know your product, believe in your product, then believe in your brand. It's easy to introduce things, it's easy to explain and then also convince people with what you're trying to showcase if you yourself use them and believe it.
We have a lot of exhibitors and visitors, 300 exhibitors, 75 of them, incidentally, are food equipment manufacturers. So that's first when people exhibiting are not just food and products, but also how they are made and how productivity issues are being addressed, etc.
What would you say are the significant breakthroughs of this expo po?
It basically mirrors the fact that our food exports grew from last year to this year by 20%. Maybe also because we have good weather, but there are a lot of innovations. For example, in the area of nutritious foods, where drinks, vegetables, and fruits are dehydrated, packaged well, with a longer shelf life. And these are all getting to be noticed by the youth. Incidentally, our so-called population dividend, 40 million people, ages 18 to 45, are very interested in these kinds of food.
What do you think are the most relevant and prominent problems that are needed to be solved and are still being solved?
I think we do have problems, but we're quite lucky that we have good functional agencies like the Department of Agriculture, where the leaders are very hardworking and they go out of their way to learn what can be done. No? So we do have still problems on supply, and we need to have a roadmap on how to address supply shortfalls in fruits and vegetables, in coconut, and in sugar. No? So those basic things would really have to be addressed up to now. No?
What more can we expect from this expo and in the future po?
The exposition showcases the opportunities that people can get into for a sustainable product range to sell. No? Because our population is growing, the disposable income of our people, they're growing, and so therefore it's a good business to get into. I think that's what the exhibit shows. It basically says that if you get into this industry, if you get into these products, you're going to thrive, no? Because it's sustainable.
What is your advice? What can you say aspiring entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs getting into the food industry? What is your advice po?
Number one, we have a very big domestic market. Not only is it growing in terms of quantity, but it also is growing, as I mentioned, in terms of disposable income. More and more people enter the job market. So therefore, we have there a burgeoning population with higher income levels that can purchase what you can produce. It's just a question of getting into the right niche, into the right product range, so that you could plan properly. And the market is there, the support mechanisms are there. There are issues on supply and logistics, and that's being addressed. No? And we feel confident that over the next years, we'll be able to sustain a good food processing industry.
What an incredible day at the PhilFood Expo, Marco. We've seen firsthand how food and agribusiness continue to evolve, and we've tasted some of the most exciting innovations in the industry.
That's right, Gia. But this is just the beginning. There's still so much to discover and explore.
And it has been an absolute pleasure to bring you the happenings here at the PhilFood Expo. This has been Gia Gonzalez
and Marco Ramos for
Open for Business.
Alam namin ang iyong pagsisikap. Dama namin ang iyong mga sakripisyo. Kita namin ang pagharap mo sa bawat pagsubok. Kaya sa kabila ng mga hamon ng buhay, nandito kami para umalalay. Kasi katulad mo, gusto rin namin ang magandang bukas para sa kanya. Hatid namin ang dekalidad na edukasyon at makabagong pasilidad sa abot kayang halaga. Kaya huwag ka na mangamba. Sasamahan ka namin tuparin ang mga pangarap niya. Maaasahan mong sulit dito ang mga pinagsikapan mo. Sa aming mga makabagong pasilidad at sistema ng edukasyon. Mailalabas natin ang aking talino at mga kakayahan niya. Kahit sa munting halaga, makakasiguro ka na makakasabay siya sa mabilis na pag-ikot ng mundo. Sa New Era, karamay mo kami sa bawat hamon. Kaagapay mo kami sa bawat hakbang. Kasama mo kami sa bawat ngiti at tagumpay.
Sa kasulukuyang henerasyon, marami na ang nag-viral. Dahil po yan sa kanilang ginagawang pagtulong sa kapwa. Pero mas marami ang tumutulong kahit walang nakakakita. Kaya naman kung ikaw ay may kilala na grupo o individual na may natatanging pagresponde sa lipunan at maging sa kalikasan, mag-text lamang sa 0915-415-1035 o mag-email sa responde@net25.com at magpadala ng mensahe sa ating Facebook page at Net25TV. Baka kayo na ang susunod nating Certified Key Responder.
Let's net together sa Net25. Sa Net25.
We are now open for business.
It is a signal to the world. We are open for business.
Open for Business with 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏 every Sunday, 9 p.m.
Sa Net25.
Nothing is quite as simple as it seems. To understand the world better, we need to take a closer look. Experience knowledge. Tomorrow today.
And the buzzword of the week is carbon utilization. It is turning the problematic gas carbon dioxide into a valuable and sustainable raw material through biotechnology in our future food production. As we've witnessed, innovation and sustainability remain at the heart of the future of food. From technologies to emerging food trends, this expo has highlighted the passion and progress driving the food industry forward. Whether you're a foodpreneur, an industry leader, or simply someone who loves great food, the insights from this event show the possibilities are endless. So let's keep pushing for a tastier, healthier, and more sustainable food future. And with that, our quote of the week is from Thomas Jefferson, the third U.S. President. He said, "Agriculture is our wisest pursuit because it will, in the end, contribute most to real wealth, good morals, and happiness." Maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook and YouTube. like, and subscribe on our social media page at Net25TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you're informed and open for business. Ito po si 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Marami pong salamat.